In this video, we focus attention on the experimental setup to evaluate the Hamamatsu Photodiode. The experimental setup has 6 items as follows. BK precision power supply to generate feeding voltage photodiode, as is represented in block 1. Demo power supply that is used to apply 2 fixed voltages, plus 5 volts and minus 5 volts, as is represented in block 2. Detection material and connection electronic board joint, as is represented in block 3. Feeding and reading out electronic board, as is represented in block 4. Digitizing electronic board, as is represented in block 5. Tektronix oscilloscope, as is represented in block 6. The paper contains all details like design, assembly, connections, and process of measurement. It has 2 goals. First, to incorporate mechanical support and electrical connection to the anode and cathode of a Hamamatsu photodiode. Second, to attach both Hamamatsu photodiode and detection material. The Hamamatsu photodiode surface mount type is soldered on the top layer. The anode and cathode terminals go to a 2-pin header connector. Electrical tape was installed on a 2-pin header connector on the top layer. The top and bottom layers of the connection electronic board were optically isolated with aluminum tape. We chose aluminum bar as proposed detection material. The screen displays the aluminum bar attached to a connector electronic board that is optically isolated with 4 layers of aluminum tape. It is used to feed the Hamamatsu photodiode and to read out its analog signal. It is used to digitize the Hamamatsu photodiode analog signal. We proceed with the following steps. First, we chose metal plate to use as the mainboard. Second, we install the aluminum bar and connection electronic board on the mainboard. Third, we install the feeding and reading out electronic board on the mainboard and fix it. Fourth, the external circuit for tuning voltage was installed on the mainboard and fixed. Fifth, the digitizing electronic board was installed on the mainboard. The connection between feeding and reading out electronic board and digitizing electronic board was done using an SMA to SMA adapter. Sixth, the connection between feeding and reading out electronic board and the external circuit for tuning voltage was done using a power cable. Seventh, BK precision power supply and TEMA power supply were connected to external circuit for a tuning voltage and digitizing electronic board respectively by a power cable. 8. The test point of the feeding and reading out electronic board was connected to channel 1 of the oscilloscope by the voltage probe. 9th, BNC connector of the digitizing electronic board was connected to channel 2 of the oscilloscope by BNC to a BNC coaxial cable. With this experimental setup, we observe photon-like signals produced in the Hamamatsu photodiode when the detection material is exposed to cosmic rays. We investigate the origin and properties of these signals. Here we use them to test this experimental setup. We can modify or fix the feeding voltage with the help of a screwdriver. We recommend setting between 72 volts and 75 volts of feeding. Also, the BK precision power supply could be connected directly to the feeding and reading out electronic board by a power cable.